travelers.
Several inches of rain across the area. The worst is behind us now, but we have a cold Thanksgiving forecast.
A little girl killed by a woman police say was drunk. And tonight, we're hearing from her heartbroken father.
And cooking the bird is one thing, carving it is another. Our Hughes shows us how to present the perfect bird.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
It's been at us all day. Wicked weather across New England, winds knocking over trees, downpours drenching the drive out of town, and it could not have come at a worse time. Now, we knew that this was going to be a big storm coming at us at this time of year, but that doesn't make it any easier to deal with. Good evening to you. I'm Johnathan, Elias.
I'm Paula. Ebben. Several inches of rain fell across the area. Street flooding near the Longfellow Bridge forced crews to shut down one eastbound lane on Storrow Drive, and it's been closed since 2:30 this afternoon. There were also power outages to contend with. This picture from the Duxbury Fire Department shows a transformer fire that knocked out the electricity to more than 1,000 families this morning, but that has been restored. And this is what it looks like outside right now. We've got Mobile 4 headed westbound on the Mass Pike, moving, but you can see the pavement is a little wet.
It's scary out there. All right, let's talk to Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher for a little time now. Eric, the winds were howling this morning. The rain was really coming down. It seems to have let up a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of rain to go here. The worst of the winds are behind us, and you know what? I love that Mobile 4 shot because you know what it means? There's not a lot of traffic out there. It means people watch the forecast, and they got in place before the storm, and they're waiting till it passes, keeping everyone safe. That's the idea. Here we're tracking the rain. The heavier downpours still moving up across southeastern parts of the state, the islands and the Cape. You'll see another half-inch of rainfall before all is said and done at least. It's more showery as we move to the west, and now snow is starting to move into the Berkshires as that colder air starts to rush in. A flood watch does continue. It's being chopped back by the National Weather Service, and now there's some holes in it, but it goes till 6 o'clock for much of the area. Basically just runoff, some poor drainage flooding, some urban flooding like we just saw in that video. And the combination of that rain, the end of the day, the volume, a big travel one, and well, there are some delays on the map. Boston's showing 0 right now, but just getting word there are a couple of delays at Logan, LaGuardia, down toward Newark, Philly, and into D.C. That's where we're seeing some of the delays. They're not huge, but they are there. And then we track the cold heading through tonight. You notice by the time we get toward later on this evening, the sub-freezing air starts to move into western parts of the state. If you're heading there, watch out for some black ice. 2 a.m., freezing air moving its way toward Bedford into Metro West. And by tomorrow morning, we're all cold, 20s to low 30s. It'll be a chilly Thanksgiving. We'll walk into the forecast in a few minutes. Johnathan?
All right, thanks very much, Eric.
Eric, thank you. Well, the wet weather is certainly making it very difficult for travel on the roadways. It's been busy all day, and people are trying to get to their Thanksgiving destinations. Of course, Roads Hope Roads played a role in this. Take a look. A tractor trailer jackknifed on the expressway. This was northbound, just north of exit 20. Took crews about 25 minutes to clear that crash. Our Ken McLeod is live in Mobile 4 for us tonight. As we said, driving on the Mass Pike. We want to check in with him now.
AAA says that the number of folks traveling 50 miles or more for this holiday will actually drop a little bit from last year, even though Thanksgiving gas prices are actually the lowest they've been since 2010. Let's go ahead here and take a look at the Mass Pike. We are now westbound going through Newton. You can see the roads are starting to dry out, and that is certainly the good news. Still, it seems the lousy weather in the midst of the travel frenzy has not caused the gridlock that many had feared. Windswept downpours made a quick getaway by car virtually impossible. Many folks making long road trips left yesterday, but Scott White is heading for the Vineyard, and he's got the right attitude.
I'm a very laid-back person, so as long as I get there, I get there.
Of the 43 million Americans traveling this holiday weekend, about 7% are flying. Curiously, the travel website Orbit says Thanksgiving week is not even among the top 5 heaviest travel weeks of the year, despite its bad rep. In fact, the board looked virtually delay-free at Logan, as Angie Hurt showed up for her flight to Atlanta, smiling in a couple of ways.
I was really worried that, I was going to have to be in security for, hours, but there's nobody there, so that was nice.
At South Station, East Coast Amtrak passengers toting their Thanksgiving bags got some bad news early. Down trees causing track trouble in Connecticut.
It's part of the season, right? Delays?
But by late morning, things were getting back on schedule, and it seems many folks heading for the Big Apple, Philly, or D.C. wouldn't ride any other way.
Better than sitting in traffic for 7 hours, going down to Long Island.
I used to drive for years, and it was aggravating. So I started taking the train, and it's pleasurable.
Amtrak was expecting 140,000 passengers today. That would be double a normal Wednesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mass Pike again. Boy, things are really traveling nicely here. Of course, you wouldn't expect much of a rush hour. A lot of folks take a short day on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but the road is drying out. That's the good news. If you're traveling later on tonight, you want to watch for any of those leftover puddles to become patches of ice. Live in Mobile 4 along the Mass Pike, Kevin McLeod, WBZ News. Paula?
That is good news, Ken. Thanks. Let's check in, though, with some other issues in transportation. We just checked in with the Logan Airport, and if you are expecting to pick up family or friends flying in tonight, they could be late. Right now, there is a ground stoppage at Logan, so planes headed to Boston are being delayed. Also, all ferry service between Hyannis and Nantucket has been suspended. Martha's Vineyard, Woods Hole, they're running on a trip-by-trip basis, but things seem to be running pretty smoothly right now on Amtrak.
And some good news, bad news here for you. No major accidents being reported, but the ride out of Boston is slow, at least not on the Mass Pike, but in some areas it is. Michelle Roberts joins us now with a check of the highways. Hey, Michelle.
Hello there. Well, it looks like we're looking at some weather there. Obviously, the issue with the traffic, not too bad. I think a lot of people head out of Boston yesterday. The Pike is, there we go. The Pike is much better than we saw yesterday. You can see green, which is always a good sign. A little bit slow from Natick all the way to 495, but mostly I think it's just people taking it slow because of this weather. If you're heading out south of town, the expressway, about a 25-minute ride to the split right now. Once you get past that, Route 3 is slow moving, but it is moving, so that's the good news. You can see 24 and 95 are okay tonight. I almost said this morning. I'm used to talking about the morning roads. 93 is looking really good. Route 1 is okay as well. Johnathan, Paula, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. A lot of information about travel, and we put it all for you on our website. Our website will give you the best information to try and make your holiday hassle free. Hassle-free is a good thing. From Interactive Radar to Thanksgiving Guide, you can go to Black Friday store hours. You'll find it all right there. Great resource, cbsboston.com.
No bail tonight for the woman who police say was drunk when she hit and killed a little girl. Investigators say Olivia Mora crashed into a parked car and then was trying to take off when she jumped a sidewalk, hitting 7-year-old Brianna Rosales. The girl's mother was also hurt in the accident. As Christina Hager shows us, the family is just devastated.
Balmore Vasquez did his best not to show his heartache in court. But earlier, WBZ Radio's Carl Stevens ran into him at the scene where his 7-year-old daughter, Brianna Rosales, was killed, her mother critically injured.
After all the medication, she just got out of surgery, and I don't know how to tell her the bad news.
This is the woman accused of slamming her white SUV into 2 cars before hitting Brenda Lee Alvarado, who was walking her little girl home from school Tuesday afternoon. Olivia Mora was arraigned on motor vehicle homicide and drunk driving charges, but refused to show her face. The only time we heard her voice. It was here at this scene. Police gave Mora 3 different field sobriety tests. They checked her eyes. They did the 1-leg stand and the 9-step walk and turn. She failed all 3. Nicole McFarland says she saw her the morning of the crash.
She was under the influence at 9:45 that morning.
Ironically, she saw her again hours later and witnessed the crash.
She put her car in reverse and she was trying to push on the gas, but she wasn't going anywhere because her rear tire was off.
A memorial on the sidewalk where people have dropped flowers and notes right next to the torn gate. A smashed fire hydrant, reminders that haunt the neighborhood.
I don't feel like anything right now. I just feel shattered from it.
In Dorchester, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Olivia Mora is a 36-year-old mother who ran a small marketing company and headed up children's art projects in her Dorchester neighborhood.
A former Dunkin' Donuts employee is charged tonight in connection with robbing dozens of stores. Investigators say that Isaiah Murphy hit as many as 25 locations this year. Police arrested the denim man yesterday. Prosecutors say they found ammunition and sneakers that could connect Murphy to several of the crime scenes, and they also said that his car had been spotted near the robberies. The judge set Murphy's bail at $200,000. And police in Concord, New Hampshire say that a man who looks like this is responsible for a violent attack and an attempted abduction. The victim in this case was a 19-year-old woman. She says last night, the stranger came into her backyard and tried to drag her away. But as Whitney Burbank shows us, the woman was able to fight this guy off.
She was at a neighbor's house checking on some dogs, and while standing in a
back porch. She heard a noise and initially thought it might be the dogs.
What happens next sounds straight out of a horror movie.
She heard a second noise, and at that point she realized it was a person.
Police say around 5 o'clock Tuesday night, a man emerged from these woods and attacked a 19-year-old woman.
And that this person tried to grab her and pull her by her leg. That's why we believe this was an attempted abduction.
The victim describes her alleged attacker as a man in his 40s with long dark hair, a big nose, and little facial hair. She tells police he looked dirty and wore a dark knit hat and ripped blue jeans. Now police are on a hunt for a suspect who looks similar to this sketch.
It's a somewhat isolated area, and so we're hoping that someone would have noticed something out of place.
The attack, a shock to Curtis Avenue residents.
It's the first time in the neighborhood, and I know now that I've got to keep a better eye on this house.
They think they're going to be safe, and then somebody just comes out of the woods. I mean, I thought Concord was supposed to be a pretty safe place to live.
We know each other, everybody around, so this is really weird. But what we need maybe is a little more, security.
The suspect allegedly took off on these railroad tracks along the Merrimack. Police tell me they have reason to believe they had been heading north. In Concord, New Hampshire, Whitney Burbank, WBZ News.
Convicted mobster Whitey Bulger is no longer here in Massachusetts. Since his capture in June of 2011, his home had been the Plymouth County Correctional Facility. He's in a Brooklyn, New York prison. Earlier this month, the judge sentenced Bulger to 2 life terms. A jury convicted him on a slew of racketeering charges, including connections to murder.
You know, the Patriots have taken on some tough teams here at home. New Orleans, they took on Denver. Now, though, they're heading to Houston this weekend to take the lowly Texans.
That's right. The team knows they have got to play hard. All 2 reporters to take this win. Nothing like Sunday night, right? Steve Burton here.
But you don't want to call this team a fluff team either. But
Houston's terrible. I won't call them fluff. I'll just say they're terrible this year.
It's a simple.
Can I argue? You don't want to call this game a lock because anything can happen. But get this: in the last 12 years, the Patriots have lost a total of 6 games in the month of December. They are 45-6. That record is outstanding. Patriots will head to Houston on Saturday. Meanwhile, the team practiced inside the field house today, preparing for a Texas team that is just 2-9 on the season. That's lost its last 9 games, by the way. But Tom Brady says they have to ignore that record because Houston has a lot of the same players they faced in the playoffs last year.
Defensively, they're playing plenty good, and they got probably the best front we faced last season. And good linebackers and some playmakers in the secondary, so. We got a big challenge. I don't think we really performed to our level of what we need to. We're still building and trying to figure out what kind of team we're going to be. So this will be a good week to see if we can finally put together 60 good minutes.
And starts Sunday morning. The Patriots game at 11:30. Pats and Texans kick off in Houston at 1 here on WBZ. Followed by the 5th quarter post-game show over on My TV 38. Tom Brady, by the way, was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And Chandler Jones, AFC Defensive Player of the Month. Patriots, just getting it done.
Okay, it may not be a lock, but this is about the closest thing to a lock.
They should come back 9-3.
Okay, thanks,
Thank you, Steve.
It almost was slow motion. I felt the floor crack, give way.
A Boston firefighter injured, battling an early morning fire tonight. He's talking about the fall that sent him to the hospital.
Plus, it's going to have to be a game day call. What high winds in New York might mean for the biggest balloons in the Macy's parade.
We're at the FBI lab in Quantico, where the Boston Marathon bombing evidence is being analyzed. We'll take a closer look at the science and technology used in these cases.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate flooring. 877-241. Luna.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such incredible savings. It has commanded the attention of every other sale and offer out there. 10 days of lowest ever 0 for 60, plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Or the lowest $159 a month lease on Camry. Or on Prius C Hybrid. Toyota's Black 10 Days. It's the King Daddy event of them all. Ends December 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
Okay, I need a better pizza. One made with only real cheese. And dough that rises naturally, with no chemical leaveners. A pizza with premium meats. And sauce made from only real tomatoes. A pizza my family will love.
Freschetta Naturally Rising Crust Pizza. Freschetta. Made better to taste better.
What does it feel like to get a great deal at Happy Honda Days? Like this? Catch the spirit with a great deal on a 2013 Civic with standard features like Bluetooth and a rear-view camera from KBB.com's best value brand. Right now, at your Honda dealer.
Tired of big winter energy bills? Energy Smart Mitsubishi electric heat pumps allow you to warm the rooms that you live in without wasting energy in the rooms that you don't. Plus, they're equipped with hyperheating inverter technology, so they'll keep heating efficiently even when the temperature dips to -13 degrees. And because Mitsubishi electric heat pumps require no ductwork, installation can take as little as 6 hours. This winter, keep warm and save money with tax credits of up to $300, now available on qualified systems. Visit homelandscomfort.com to find a contractor near you.
The Volkswagen Sign and Drive sales event is back, which means it's never been easier to get a new 2014 Jetta. It gets an impressive 34 highway MPG and comes with no charge scheduled maintenance. And right now you can drive one home for practically just your signature. Sign, then drive. Get zero do-it signing, zero down, zero deposit, and zero first month's payment on any new 2014 Volkswagen. Hurry, this offer ends December 2nd. For details, visit VWDealer.com today.
New tonight, a legal victory for prosecutors in the Boston Marathon bombing case. A federal judge denied a request by Johanathan lawyers to see more evidence.
And tonight, the I-Team is taking you inside the FBI crime lab, investigating the bombings. Agents right now are analyzing and rebuilding key pieces of evidence to be used in the trial. I-Team reporter Karen Anderson takes us to Quantico, Virginia.
Minutes after the bombing in Boston, a search for answers 475 miles away.
After it's gone through in-processing, it moves into photography.
At the FBI lab in Quantico.
We're actually capturing microscopic amounts.
Here, evidence from the Boston Marathon bombing is being analyzed and dissected for clues others often miss. Mark Whitworth, the chief of the FBI lab's explosive unit, deployed his crews to the scene.
We have people that have died as a result of the attack. We went to 24/7 operations.
In a case like this, Whitworth knows every second counts.
Anything that we can find, if we could develop a latent fingerprint, if we can identify that bomber, then the quicker then we can get them off the street and protect lives.
Behind this closed door is all of the evidence from the Boston Marathon bombing case. It includes evidence from around the finish line, as well as evidence from the other crime scenes associated with the investigation. Pieces of the bombs found on Boylston Street, evidence from the Tsarnaev's Cambridge home, the UMass Dartmouth dorm room, and a nearby landfill all came to this FBI lab.
For a full-blown explosives case, something that has national interest involved, there's only a few labs that are capable of doing that.
Whitworth gave us a demonstration of some of their scientific tests. In this room, highly skilled workers carefully collect tiny pieces of the explosives.
This is one of our instrument rooms.
In a matter of hours, these machines can determine exactly what was in the bomb.
And here we're just looking at the evidence very closely.
After every fragment is analyzed and documented, the bombs are put back together.
Finally determine how the device was designed to function.
For Mark Whitworth, it's about more than just the pieces.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the people of Boston and Massachusetts?
Having been deployed to a lot of bombing crime scenes, I see the impact on the people.
Which is why the mission at this lab is personal.
You're doing the right things to help the people who are alive, that, lost loved ones.
For now, the work continues. Every piece, every connection, crucial when this case heads to trial. For the I-Team in Quantico, Virginia, Karen Anderson, WBZ News.
And marathon runners from all around the world continue to pay tribute to the Boston Marathon survivors and victims. And Sunday, during the race in Turin, Italy, pacers crossed the finish line at exactly 4 hours, 9 minutes, and 43 seconds, the moment the first bomb went off. And they also dedicated their kids' run to Martin Richard. It is so nice to see that kind of support.
Really nice.
All right, speaking of support, we all need a little bit after you come off of a long drive in the conditions that we're seeing, the wind, the rain, sleet, and some snow in areas.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And by late tonight, with the temperatures falling, some black ice in spots.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine with the low 60s we had this afternoon, and then the cold air is going to rush on in. So still, even though the storm is starting to wind down, be very careful out there on the highways and roadways if you did wait for most of this to move out. Now, you see that moisture moving up the east coast, the snow on the backside, and boy, a lot of lake effect activity right now toward the Great Lakes. That's a sign of the cold air that's pouring in off to our north and west, and locally it's just starting to work into the Berkshires. The snow coming down the Capital District. There's some snow starting to mix in with some sleet places like Pittsfield. And then this is the slug of heavy rain, the last bit of the really heavy rainfall that's coming up across southeast Mass, Cape Cod, and the islands. It'll last for another hour or so. Once we get through that, most of the action will become more showery in nature. The heavy stuff will end. So in terms of temperature, big gradient across the state. It's 57 in Falmouth, 53 in Boston, 59 Taunton, but you go west down to 35 in North Adams at last check. Pittsfield was about 32 degrees, so be extra careful heading in that direction because the cold air at the same time was moving in our direction off toward the east. So we track the rain out as we head through this evening. 6 p.m. still dealing with that heavy rain out towards Stage Harbor and Harwich, out toward the National Seashore. Heading through 9 o'clock. Now we're just left with a few light rain showers, and most of it's starting to move out to sea. Still watching a bit of snow in some of the mountain locations. Places like Snow will be picking up a couple more inches for tonight. And then as we head through the night and into tomorrow morning, we clear out and the sun will come out. So in terms of total accumulation, it's very light. At the end of the precipitation, maybe a little bit of a coating for the Worcester Hills, maybe as much as an inch out in the Berkshires, moving up toward Vermont. So if you are going in that direction, just be advised, you'll run into some wintry air. Then by tomorrow morning, the lowest temperatures we get, teens out to the west, 24 in Worcester, 30 in Boston, New Bedford down to 31. It will feel completely different compared to what we had today. So we're running through Thanksgiving. Turkey prep, wake up in the morning, good smells going in the house, 30 degrees to kick things off. We head toward midday, football time, sunny with a cold wind, temperatures low 30s, but feeling more like the 20s and teens, layers in the grandstands. And then for the feast, good for comfort food, low 30s, and we'll fall to the 20s pretty quickly tomorrow evening. So high school football matchups, places like Malden versus Medford, Lynn and Lynn English, Needham and Wellesley, we're looking at low 30s, but again, with that wind, it will feel very chilly. And for skiing this weekend, if that's on your menu, teens up north on Friday, around 20 on Saturday, 30 on Sunday. Full weekend forecast and a look to next week coming up in just a little bit. Johnathan, Paula.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. We also want to take a quick moment to say Happy Hanukkah. The Jewish festival of lights began at sundown. It will last 8 days. This year, Thanksgiving occurs during the holiday, prompting some to dub the day Thanksgiving-a. That's an Adam Sandler song just waiting to happen. All right, down, but definitely not out.
Mohegan Sun regroups after Palmer residents defeated their resort casino proposal.
Plus, turkeys on the table and also in the news. John Keller highlights the local turkeys of the year. Now let's check with Jack and Elias to see what's coming up next at 6.
All right, Johnathan and Paula, thank you. Well, New Hampshire opening to shoppers on Thanksgiving this year. But what happens when the owner of a big-name retailer says no?
New at 6 o'clock, the Sears owner who's refusing to unlock her doors on Thanksgiving Day and what the company is doing to punish her.
Oh, we think you'll love this on Thanksgiving Eve. On Wednesday's Child, we're going to catch up with JJ. We first met him the summer before lunch.
And at 6 o'clock, Jack is going to introduce us to JJ's new adopted family. They're all about to spend their very first Thanksgiving together.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher. We're out at the Topsfield Fair tonight. We're out in the Cranberry Bogs in Plymouth this evening. We're coming to you from the top of the Northeast, Mount Washington on the rock pile. Try to keep me inside in a day like today. Let's take a look at how the weather is shaping up. We're out here at the mobile AccuWeather lab. This is about as cold as it's going to be outside. They've had ice, they've had snow. I think a lot of our viewers by now guess that I don't like being inside all that much.
Join Eric Fisher and go wherever the weather takes him. Weeknights on WBZ News.
What's it feel like to get a great deal at Happy Honda Days? Hugh the Bolton. Catch the spirit. With standard features like Bluetooth and a rear-view camera, it's the perfect season to get a great deal on the 2014 Accord, a 2013 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Right now, at your Honda dealer.
security system, adjust your thermostat, and make sure your kids get home safely. All while you stock up the house. Spy your life with the Total Home Security Control Solution. Plus, get 24/7 professional monitoring. Xfinity Triple Play subscribers. Add Xfinity Home for only $29.95 a month for 2 years. And get free installation and pay no activation fee. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such incredible savings, it has commanded the attention of every other sale and offer out there. 10 days of the lowest ever $179 a month lease on an all-wheel drive Venza. Or get a lowest ever $298 a month lease on an all-new Tundra Double Cab SR5. Toyota's Black 10 Days. It's the King Daddy event of them all. Ends December 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
It won't be long now until the turkey is served in homes across the region.
But there are still plenty of turkeys on the loose. We're talking about the two-legged kind that walk upright and walk among us. You know what we're talking about. John Keller now joining us with his list of local turkeys that made the list, and I know you had to pare it down, John.
This was a tough job, absolutely brutal. Every bit as tough as choosing which sides to skip and which to load on your plate tomorrow. But we've done our best to come up with a short list of the unappetizing duds who reminded us this year that not everything foul comes with feathers.
Not only stealing from us, but also stealing from the good people, the generous people who decided to donate this money.
While our community rallied behind the marathon bombing victims, a few turkeys had other ideas. This accused perp claimed his aunt had been badly injured. This suspect allegedly claimed herself as a victim and was caught when she tried to buy a new house with her haul. What kind of turkey gets greedy when all around them are feeling compassion?
I chose to just do the show. I said, I'll just do the show for the people who are in the room.
One problem with comedian Dane Cook's decision to bar live video of his turn at the big One Fun Boston concert last May? It was a charity fundraiser, and no one else raised the same objection. Guess there's always one turkey in any crowd. They're chanting innocent outside the courthouse where Aaron Hernandez was charged with murder, and they have every right to their opinion. But it was creepy to see people in court wearing Hernandez jerseys, and it was downright dismaying to see these folks proclaiming their affection for accused marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev and claiming the whole crime was fake. Turkeys running wild. And speaking of which,
the letter carrier was also chased by these three, described as three-ton turkey.
There's been a spate of turkey attacks around here this year, which will make tomorrow's dinner table triumph all the more satisfying. Now, this list could go on at much greater length, and just because we ran out of time doesn't mean other turkeys should go unrecognized. So, go to our website, cbsboston.com, click on Keller at Large to submit your own nominations. John Keller, WBZ News.
A young girl battling a terminal illness.
And tonight, she is getting some high-powered support in her push to get a potentially life-saving drug.
Plus, local high school students coming together to remember a murdered teacher.
Trapped in a blaze, a firefighter issues a mayday call for help. He recounts the anxious moments coming up.
Winter is coming, and the WBZ AccuWeather team is helping you prepare. From the snow forecast to road safety technology, join us for our WBZ Eye on Weather Special Winter Preview, Saturday at 7:30 on WBZ, presented by Raytheon.
This is BMW Gallery at your service. It's where you get the right service and the right repair right on time. Plus, the Gallery Rewards program saves you money on original BMW parts, service, and more. And save big with BMW Value Service and get a great price on oil changes. BMW Gallery is convenient with 2 locations to keep your ultimate driving machine performing at its best. That's sure to keep you smiling. That's the art of exceeding expectations. BMW Gallery, Norwood and Norwell.
Celebrate the Boston Red Sox championship with the official 2013 World Series, featuring exclusive access, stunning game footage, and more. Available now on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital.
Okay, I need a better pizza. One made with only real cheese. A pizza my family will love.
Bruschetta Naturally Rising Crust Pizza. Bruschetta, made better to taste better.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by Jeep. Hurry to your local dealer today during Big Finish 2013 for great deals on the entire Jeep lineup, including the Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever.
In Italy, there is one mozzarella cheese bread at the heart of every kitchen, in the center of every table. A mozzarella cheese so authentic, so deliciously meltable, you can resist. Now Sorrento has joined with Galvani to continue making authentic mozzarella cheese here in the U.S. Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table.
Galvani.
With Sorrento, now Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese brand.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such incredible savings, it has commanded the attention of every other sale and offer out there. 10 days of 1.9 for 60 on all new Corollas. Plus recent college grads get an additional $750 rebate. And see more offers at buyatoyota.com. Toyota's Black 10 Days. It's the King Daddy event of them all. Ends December 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
When you wake up, switch things up. Enjoying David, Carey, Todd, and Michelle.
Finally, the team is together.
There you go. WBZ News in the morning. Let's start the day together.
Our top stories at 5:30. No bail for the woman accused of driving drunk and causing a deadly accident. Investigators say Olivia Laura was under the influence when she plowed into a mother and little girl in Dorchester. 7-year-old Brianna Rosales was killed.
And the rush is on to get out of town on this Thanksgiving Eve. Drivers all across the area had to deal with wet roads, lane closures, and wrecks.
And a Boston firefighter injured battling an early morning fire. Firefighters rushed to the home on Pond Circle to find heavy smoke and flames.
Yeah, the fire was so intense that the second floor actually collapsed. One firefighter plunged to the ground floor, suffered third-degree burns in the process. Tonight he is out of the hospital and he's talking. Beth Germano is live at Jamaica Plain tonight with his story at the fire scene. Beth.
Johnathan, it is the first time in this firefighter's career that he had to issue a mayday call when he fell through an undetected hole in the living room of this home. Fortunately, no one was home at the time the fire broke out overnight, causing, as you can see, extensive damage. But he recounts the anxious moments he had to get help.
A house fire in the middle of the night, and Lieutenant Ryan McGovern was the first one in, facing a hazard of the job.
Almost in slow motion, I felt the floor crack, give way, and ended up going halfway into this hole.
Crashing through almost to the basement, but caught his fall with severe burns to his hand and leg.
I got a call for help. I need to get somebody to my location to help me because I cannot help myself.
I'm calling in, please. Officer.
He initiated a mayday call, but fire alarm couldn't hear his response, leaving him to hit the emergency signal button that would alert everyone to his position. The minutes were ticking.
It's a feeling of being very alone. It's like helplessness, hopelessness.
All officers account for every member of your company and report to the front of the building except for the companies involved in the rear.
The team now knew there was trouble.
So you hit the red button.
Lieutenant McGovern sending an audio alarm to help locate him and thinking of more than training.
I was thinking absolutely about my family. That there's no way in hell I'm going to end it in a hole in a floor.
By the time a rescue team reached him, he had pulled himself up, but the dangers of the building were clear.
I made the fire alarm. We found a missing member, but we are going into defensive operations. Tell everybody to retreat from the building.
They were some of the most anxious moments of his 9-year career. His injuries, they won't stop one thing.
Thankfully, I'm a righty, so I can still eat turkey. I don't know how effective I'll be with cutting, but I can't carve a turkey, but I can eat it.
The whole ordeal may have lasted about 5 minutes before Lieutenant McGovern, it felt like an eternity. He actually trains firefighters to deal with this situation, but says when you actually experience it, well, it is eye-opening. Reporting live from Jamaica Plain, I'm Beth Germano, WBZ News.
Weather has been a big story for us for the past 24 hours or so. We're getting toward the end, the light at the end of the tunnel. Still some heavy rain coming down across the Cape. We've got about an hour to go there. Some light showers to continue for a bit after that. Also watching the snow line, which is starting to move into the Berkshires. If your travels take you out there or into the mountain snow region of Vermont, snow will be coming down and temperatures will be falling this evening. So we head toward 11 o'clock. Sub-freezing air is all the way over toward Worcester. So there will be some spots of some black ice. We saw a lot of moisture today. It will be freezing over. And by the time we get toward tomorrow morning, 20s going almost all the way to the coast will feel completely different for tomorrow. So watch out for the icy patches. The heaviest rain, the snow will be ending as we head through the next couple of hours. And then as we look at the headlines ahead, a cold Thanksgiving forecast for the shoppers as well. And leading into the weekend, a chance of snow. Coming up in a little bit. Jonathan?
All right, Eric, thanks. And with the rain still falling, traffic delays continue to be a concern. This is what it looks like outside right now. That's awfully dark. Mobile 4 is up on 128 Newton, and you can see traffic is moving at a pretty good clip, a lot better than it was last night. Michelle Roberts joining us now to talk about more about what's happening out there in the traffic world. Michelle?
Yes, much better than we saw yesterday. There is an accident, though, on 128 North at Washington Street. Not causing any delays right now, which is pretty good. 93 and 128 all moving along at the speed limit. Be careful out there. It could be slippery, of course. Zooming out north of town, you can see a little bit of yellow there on Route 2 and Route 1, but for the most part, everything's looking really good. We'll zip through here. The Mass Pike. You gotta sigh when you see that. Drivers going about 30 miles an hour, which of course is much better than 10 miles an hour or slower than we saw yesterday and this morning. The expressway about a 20-minute ride to the split right now, a little bit jammed. Approaching that split in Route 24 and 95 looking okay this morning. And some good news, there was one lane closed on Sturrow Drive this afternoon. It has now opened, so that's good. Things are improving there. And ferries between Hyannis and Nantucket are running as scheduled. Ferries on the Vineyard are on a trip-by-trip basis, and Sturrow Drive, all the lanes open. But of course, overnight there could be the freezing over, as Eric mentioned. It's going to be really cold, and there could be black ice tomorrow. Paula and Johnathan, back to you.
People have to be aware of that. Michelle Roberts, thank you so much. Well, a Cambridge man is facing murder charges tonight, accused of killing his 73-year-old uncle. A judge ordered Harold Antoine Maxwell be held without bail. Investigators say it was Monday night that he killed Jesse Maxwell in the older man's apartment. An autopsy found the man had died from injuries to the head, compression of the neck. No word, though, on a motive. Today, students at Andover High School were thinking pink in honor of a murdered teacher. Colleen Ritzer graduated from the school back in 2007. She taught at Danvers High School. Police say one of her 14-year-old students killed her last month. Andover High students bought hundreds of these pink T-shirts that say, "Remembering Ritzer." And they wore them today during a pep rally. They'll wear them again tomorrow for the big Thanksgiving Day game against Central Catholic.
Mohegan Sun is now joining Suffolk Downs' bid to bring a casino resort to Revere. Mohegan made a $1 billion proposal in Palmer, but the voters there narrowly rejected the proposal. The casino will now replace Caesars Entertainment as Suffolk Downs' partner. The racetrack is looking to build entirely in Revere after East Boston residents voted down casino plans there. The State Gaming Commission hasn't said if Suffolk Downs will be allowed to amend its bid.
New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte is rallying around a young girl with cancer. We brought you the story of Mackenzie Lowe, who's battling an inoperable brain tumor. The 12-year-old Hudson girl's family is trying to get an exemption from the FDA so that she can take an experimental drug. Ayotte wrote a letter to the FDA saying, in part, the Lowes are fighting for their terminally ill little girl, and they deserve the right to explore treatment options that may help her continue to fight her cancer. I would hope the FDA would not stand in the way when no other treatment options are available for an already terminally ill child.
Still ahead for us, a super fast comet headed right for the sun on Thanksgiving Day.
The handlers are ready, the crowds will be there, but will bad weather deflate the fun at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? How organizers are getting the balloons ready.
With the exceptional values at the seasonal Audi sales event.
Visit AudiBurlington.com.
Welcome to the beautiful appliance showrooms of Barron's major brands. I'm here to report live about this incredible Frigidaire front-load laundry pair. You get this energy-efficient washer with 5 cycles and 5 temp settings. Plus, you get this ultra-capacity dryer. And while supplies last, you get both for only $9.99. Hurry in now for this incredible Frigidaire washer and dryer pair. When it comes to appliances, nobody ever beats a Barron's price.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such incredible savings, it has commanded the attention of every other sale and offer out there. 10 days of an unprecedented $179 a month lease on an all-wheel drive Venza. Or get 0 for $60 on any all-wheel drive Venza. Or an all-wheel drive Highlander. Toyota's Black 10 Days. It's the King Daddy event of them all. Ends December 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is math. This is math. Math, math, and more math. Math and science are a fun, exciting part of our everyday life, and getting kids interested is key to investing in the future of America. Join Raytheon as we inspire tomorrow's innovators with math and science today. Go to mathmovesyou.com and get the resources you need in the classroom and at home to show kids how fun math can be. Math moves you from Raytheon. It all adds up to success.
A wet basement can be a homeowner's worst nightmare. CrackX, industry leader in foundation crack repair, solves concrete problems permanently and affordably. Call us for a free estimate or visit us at crackx.com. CrackX, 25 years of stopping leaks, guaranteed.
Report a claim. Pay your bill. Safety's mobile app is just one more way we help you manage life's storms. For auto, home, and business, ask your independent agent about safety insurance.
You can make a difference at the Subaru Share the Love event. Buy a brand new Subaru XV Crosstrek, the most fuel-efficient all-wheel drive crossover in America. Awarded Top Safety Group Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru XV Crosstrek for only $21,995. What makes a Subaru a Subaru? Buy a brand new XV Crosstrek and Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of 5 charities.
Tonight, a Thanksgiving Day tradition is in jeopardy. The balloons at the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade may not be able to fly.
You can blame Mother Nature. The winds in the morning just might be too strong, but organizers are inflating the balloons right now just in case. Here's Hazel Sanchez from our sister station in New York.
A little rain and a little chilly weather certainly didn't hurt anyone, and it certainly isn't hurting the crowds here for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The balloons roll up. Look at all of these people out here looking at their favorite balloons like Pikachu right here, and everyone is excited to see all of these balloons take flight tomorrow. It's the holiday tradition that never seems to disappoint. Of course, a rainy, gray day didn't scare away the Gray family from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon blow-up. Well, I mean, the weather could be better, but it's not freezing out. It's still, you know, the temperature's all right, so a little rain isn't going to stop us.
My favorite part is, like, seeing the balloons, like, really close up. And, like, you get to see them still, so you can see the details. It's, like, so big. I used to think it was small.
The inflation celebration is filling up the streets on the Upper West Side. Plenty of familiar favorites like the Aflac Duck and Sonic the Hedgehog are already bigger than life. And new designs for high-flying friends like SpongeBob SquarePants and Snoopy and Woodstock are set to make their debut. What's your favorite balloon out there?
The SpongeBob one. Where's the Sonic? The Sonic one!
The Sonic one's the best! Awesome!
Umbrella-toting spectators say their fear of a holiday storm was deflated once they got wrapped up in the excitement of this annual event. Macy's parade organizers say the show will go on if weather grounds the balloons tomorrow.
We're preparing for a great parade full of everything, but you gotta remember, we have 30 full-size floats. We have 1,000 clowns.
But many parade goers say they're hoping to see these giants take flight.
So guess whose foot is obviously a lot bigger than a foot? This is Spider-Man, and he will be climbing the skies tomorrow. If the winds, sustained winds, stay below 23 miles per hour and the gusts stay below 34 miles per hour, the NYPD is telling us right now that the weather seems to be cooperating, and we will be keeping our fingers crossed. We are on Manhattan's Upper West Side. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 4 News.
As long as Santa appears at the end, everybody will be happy. Balloons or no balloons, the parade will go on. You can watch it tomorrow morning right here at 9 a.m. on WBZ.
I do like that parade's fun.
Yeah.
There are many ways to make a delicious Thanksgiving turkey, but it's very easy to ruin your perfect bird by carving it wrong. So straight ahead for us, the 4 things that you should do to carve your turkey the right way.
And hopefully you're in a nice spot here with your friends and family getting ready for the holiday. Travel traveling will improve as we get through tonight, but a few icy spots. We'll look at the forecast.
WBZ and the New England Patriots are teaming up this holiday season. And we want you to help us bring some joy to some children in need.
From now through December 15th, bring a new unwrapped toy to the Patriots Pro Shop, Faneuil Hall Market, or the Patriots game against the Cleveland Browns December 8th.
Your donated gifts will be delivered by us, the players, to children in need.
Let's make a difference together.
Happy holidays from everyone at WBZ.
And the New England Patriots.
Brian, is it true that you are one of the largest volume Honda dealers in New England?
Yes, it's true.
Right now at Kelly Honda, drive a new 2013 Honda Civic EX sedan with AC, power group, sunroof, alloy wheels, and more for only $99 a month.
Go to kellyauto.com.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange has thousands of GIA diamonds, a low price guarantee, free setting, and no interest until 2015. 1-carat studs are $3.99 and free pearl sets for the first 300 customers. Buy early and save, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
One of the most important decisions of a lifetime, selecting a college. Exciting, vibrant, challenging, flexible, unforgettable. At Endicott College, the world is yours to discover. The first college in America to require 3 internships. With over 2,400 undergraduates and an additional 2,650 students enrolled in the Van Loon School of Graduate and Professional Studies, all on one of the country's most spectacular campuses, located on the historic North Shore, just 20 miles from Boston. Discover the experience. Discover Endicott College.
It's Happy Honda Days, our biggest sales event of the year. At Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, and at Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda Civic for just $48 per month. Come on down! That's right, lease a brand new Civic for just $48 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price.
Discover more thrills than ever before on over 4,500 big-hitting slots. From the games you know and love to the newest titles and all the winning you can imagine. Now through December 17th, you can be one of 60 lucky players each week to win a new tablet computer. Just use your rewards card when you play slots. Drawings are every Monday and Tuesday, 12 noon to 7 p.m. at Twin River Casino. So much more, so close.
Brian, is it true you've sold more Nissans than any other dealer in New England ever?
Yes, it's true.
Right now at Kelly Nissan in Woburn, Linfield, and Beverly, lease a new 2014 Nissan Altima 2.5S for just $79 a month.
Go to kellyauto.com.
The quietest dishwasher brand in the U.S. introduces a new 3rd rack for more capacity and flexibility. See it at your local Bosch retailer.
Today's weather on WBZ is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
Sticking with tradition, 2 turkeys received presidential pardons today. President Obama pardoned popcorn at the White House. Another turkey named Carmel also received the pardon but didn't make the appearance. Both turkeys will be on display at George Washington's Mount Vernon Estate and Gardens through January 6th. They look like healthy birds. And tomorrow, millions of turkeys will be stuffed and roasted, but the real challenge comes when it is time to carve the bird.
After all that work, you want that Norman Rockwell moment. You want it to look beautiful on the platter. Today, our Lisa Hughes got a carving lesson from an expert who says there's one key step before you ever pick up the knife.
Executive Chef Kevin Long at Empire Restaurant on the South Boston waterfront cooked up a 15-pounder.
We're going to start to take this thing apart.
The turkey's cooked, and Chef Long has already let it rest. How long?
At least 30 minutes, but it can rest longer. You don't want it to get cold. It relaxes the meat. It's going to be more tender.
A lot of people like to start carving at the drumstick, but Chef Long prefers to start on the breast.
I'm going to go right in along the breastbone here, to one side of it. And you can just kind of feel your way through.
He then pulls off the entire breast and showed me how to cut small slices against the grain.
Maybe you get some good turkey slicing skills here.
It is beautiful, and I might have cut that piece a little too big because I was so excited, but you don't want to have too many glasses of wine before you do this, though, right?
No, you're a designated chef.
After arranging the slices on a serving plate, he goes after the drumstick and the thigh.
This leg is just going to pop out, because I'm going to keep the drummy
and that's going to go right on the plate because some people love that.
The thigh gets the same against the grain slicing treatment. How sharp does your knife have to be?
You want it to be as sharp as possible.
Because it's going to give you a nice clean cut.
You want it to be nice and sharp.
Okay. Chef Long also says, don't carve the turkey at the table. Why is that?
It looks great in the movies.
Yeah.
But you're doing surgery here.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's happy with that.
I think it looks beautiful.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, Chef Long told me one of the biggest mistakes people make is under-seasoning the bird. He strongly suggests brining the turkey before cooking it so that it soaks in the flavor. And yes, there is still time to brine it overnight. Paula, Jonathan?
All right, Lisa, thanks very much. That's a great way to do it. It looks fantastic. It shows real well, but I know everybody has their own techniques, and if it works for you, whatever works, you can
I like the deep fry. Dunk it right on in, pull it right on.
Never tried it.
Be careful.
Oh, yes.
That's an excellent way to
Always
have it.
the big caveat there.
Be careful is the message for tonight as well. Our rain is starting to move out, but some snow will be moving in this evening. You see the colder air, the back edge of our storm. It was just, as promised, an ugly day outside. It looks like a lot of folks got on the road yesterday because tonight we have less volume out there on the highways. We love that. You get the word out as meteorologists and people stay safe. That's what it's all about. And we do still have heavy rain. We're watching it across mainly southeastern parts of the state. Also watching some of the snow, which is now falling across the Berkshires. That will continue over the next couple of hours. So if you are headed down that direction on the pike, certainly going to be some icy spots. Now there's the downpours anywhere from Edgartown reaching up through the Outer Cape this evening. It's going to last for another 35, 45 minutes or so. Then we'll start to taper down. That's the rain. How about the snow? All the way to Atlanta this morning. That was a third measurable snow in November in the past 80-something years. So cold has been the story. Over 35% of the nation is covered in snow, and that's the most for this state in the past 10 years. So yes, temperatures below average are going to be a theme as we head toward the end of the month and into the start of December. And in terms of rain totals, we had 1 to 3 inches, and on the higher end of the scale, we had New Bedford and Attleboro, Rentham at 2.1 inches of rainfall, our biggest rain event since all the way back in June. And then we look at the rainfall for tonight, heading through the next couple of hours. Again, it's mainly southeastern parts of the state. Still could see some localized flooding. The showers will start to wrap up between 9 and 10 o'clock. We dry out after that, and the cold air will start to rush in from west to east. So by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, the sun will be shining, but it will feel much, much colder compared to what we saw today. Now, on the back edge, there will be some snow, a coating possible, especially the Worcester Hills and the Berkshires, and up to an inch, not out of the question here, especially around Mount Greylock and up toward Mount Snow. So again, the idea is slow driving when those temperatures fall. Eventually, by tomorrow morning, teens to the west, 20s almost all the way to the coast, 34 in Chatham through Thanksgiving morning. Overall, we won't budge all that much. Low 30s, some of the hills will stay in the 20s tomorrow afternoon. The wind will make it feel a little bit chillier. The good thing about Thanksgiving, and for the most part, you're inside, you're smelling the good odors in the house, the food cooking. It's a nice warm holiday, and still in the weather will kind of force the issue in that regard. We take a look at the next few days heading into Friday. Well, another chilly day as we head into Friday afternoon. And for the shoppers out there, it'll be full winter gear. It'll inspire some winter-themed shopping. Friday into Saturday, looking quiet. And late on Saturday, the next clipper system starts to move in. But the idea is below average temperatures and mainly dry weather once this scoots offshore. High school football, big matchups as we head through the day tomorrow. And low 30s will be the rule. But if you are in the grandstand sitting down and talking about wind chill values in the teens and 20s, it'll be a very, very chilly day. We're back into the teens for Thanksgiving night and heading into Friday. We're looking at low 30s to upper 20s. Another well below average day. Saturday in the 30s, Sunday in the 30s. Some light snow may come down on Sunday. Doesn't look like an impact event. And then damp on Monday and a potential storm on Tuesday. So a little too early on this one, but could bring some snow. Not out of the question.
Kind of an active pattern.
Well, after today. It's active today. It's not so active after that, but as we head toward next week, it could get interesting again.
See what happens.
Yeah. And then, we're talking a little bit about our winter weather special as well. It's just Saturday night, so if you want to know what's going on this season, check it out at 7:30 on WBZ. The whole team will be there.
Looking forward to it. It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah, a lot of work goes into that.
Really
Thanks,
proud of
Eric.
how that turned out.
Thanks,
We appreciate it. Well, he's one of the biggest names in country music, and tonight Garth Brooks is getting ready to put on a live concert for you at home. Brooks has made a home of the Wynn Las Vegas for the past 3 years, and this will be his final concert. But this is a performer who once took off 7 years to devote his time to raising his children. I had the chance to ask him what he likes most about the Thanksgiving holiday.
Just being with your family is what it's all about. And the older I get, the more that's what holidays are all about for me. It's just being with your family. If you can imagine 3 teenage girls, and now I actually have one that's crossed over into I have a 21, 19, and 17-year-old, so getting them in the same place for 3 minutes is impossible. So I cherish that moment right there.
Don't miss Garth Brooks live from Las Vegas Friday night at 9 right here on WBZ News, and he says his favorite East Coast audiences are in Worcester.
Well, there you go. Good guy.
Well, Santa may fly on Christmas Eve, but there could be something spectacular in the sky on Thanksgiving night.
Coming up next, we'll have the details on the cool comet that right now it's on its way to the sun. Well, let's check in with Jack and Lisa to see what's coming up next at 6.
Well, Johnathan and Paula, someone intentionally setting fires on the Boston College campus.
Coming up now on our 6 o'clock news, who the school says is responsible.
And the Sears franchise owner who's been ordered to open on Thanksgiving Day. What could happen to her business if she sticks by her guns and says no?
So Chevy's Black Friday sale, the price you see is the price you pay.
Yep, best prices of the year.
Can't see. Honey? Brad.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Visit your New England Chevy dealer. Right now, get the best prices of the year on select models like this 2014 Chevy Equinox LS for around $23,000. That's a total value of over $2,000. Hurry, the Chevy Black Friday sale ends Monday, December 2nd.
A big steak. What's it feel like to get a great deal at Happy Honda Days? Hugh the Bolton. Catch the spirit. With standard features like Bluetooth and a rear-view camera, it's the perfect season to get a great deal on the 2014 Accord, a 2013 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Right now, at your Honda dealer.
Okay, I need a better pizza.
One made with only real cheese.
A pizza my family will love.
Freschetta Naturally Rising Crust Pizza. Freschetta. Made better to taste better.
People are leaving BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus for Audi than ever before. The holidays won't last, and neither will the exceptional values at the Season of Audi sales event.
Visit AudiBurlington.com.
Well, check out this little guy. Secretary of State John Kerry will soon take this dog home. His name is Ben, named after Benjamin Franklin. Kerry says that he and his wife have always been dog people. They already have 2 schnauzers. Kerry will be bringing Ben home to Washington after he spends Thanksgiving in Boston. You know, right now there is something cool in outer space.
Comet Ison is moving towards the sun at 248 miles per second. We have some NASA animation for you here. The comet's expected to slingshot around the sun tomorrow. Solar particles could yank off its tail, or solar radiation could get the frozen ice particles and destroy it completely. It might not make it. NASA says if the comet survives and makes it around the sun, it will be very easy for the naked eye to see, so watch for that.
That's cool for us to hear, but you know there's a bunch of NASA scientists going,
I know, they cannot wait. Well, stay with us. We have much more still ahead.
That's good, of course, at 5 o'clock, but the news at 6 starts right now.
Refusing to open on Thanksgiving Day.
We need time to be thankful.
The owner of a Sears store takes a stand, and the company is now threatening to punish her.
The heavy rain and strong winds, they're on the way out, but we have the cold air moving in on the chilly holiday forecast.
That family's heartbreaking loss.
She loved taking care of her brother. Loved going to school.
The young girl hit and killed by a driver who police say was drunk.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
Finally, the heavy rain is wrapping up after a day of wild weather. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. This storm delivered downpours and high winds. Those winds took on a big tree in Lakeville, which landed on an SUV and a truck. Well, driving conditions have been dangerous at times today. Starro Drive is flooded for a while. And check out this video from MassDOT. A tractor-trailer jackknife on 93 North. Nobody was hurt. The state police certainly worked fast. They cleared this crash in about 25 minutes. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, joins us. Eric, was that conditions should be improving.
Thank you, Jack. And certainly as we head through the overnight hours, we're going to see the heavier rain move out, the precipitation wraps up, and the wind, well, the worst of that's already behind us. Look at the gusts, over 60 miles per hour in a few areas like Fairhaven and Marston's Mills. Hang up to 53. That brought down a few of those trees, led to some power outages. I'm sure some frustrating moments, folks getting dinner ready, maybe doing some pre-cooking, and when the power goes out, the stress level goes up. Now, in terms of the rainfall, we still have some showers moving through. The heaviest, most concentrated rain across southeast parts of the state and the Cape, and now snow moving into the Berkshires. So very variable driving conditions if you are heading out across the state this evening. We're really coming down for Cape Cod, back toward the canal, and reaching up toward Plymouth and Wareham this evening. The islands as well, limited ferry service, so that is an issue. And then we have temperatures, which will be dropping as we head through this evening. By 11 o'clock, sub-freezing air will be working through western Mass and over toward Worcester. And the 20s will get all the way to the coast by tomorrow morning, so watch out for any black ice, especially traveling west. We'll talk about Thanksgiving in a few minutes. Jack?
Eric, thank you so much. You know, this time last night, what a mess. We saw gridlock everywhere. Well, if you delayed your trip, you're certainly in good shape tonight. Looks like just about everyone has already escaped town. Mobile 4 is cruising on Route 128 North in the Needham area, and our own Michelle Roberts is right here, keeping an eye on everything. Michelle, any trouble spots?
I'm happy to say not many. Things are looking good out there, Jack. There is a disabled car, though, on 128 South at Route 2. Not causing any delays right now. You can see lots of green on the map. Always good to see that. 93 is smooth sailing. Drivers going the speed limit approaching 128 right now. A little bit slow on Route 1, but for the most part, it's looking good. If you're heading out west, things are wide open. Much different than we saw yesterday. Clear from 128 all the way to 495, and the expressway clearing up as well. Nice and easy out there if you're going to head out tonight. Back to you, Lisa. All right, thank you so much. Our team coverage continues now on the roads. Ken McLeod is in Mobile 4. Michelle talked about this a moment ago. He's on 128 North. Ken, finally smooth sailing out there.
Finally, Lisa, the rain is actually starting to pick up again just a bit, but it's still a vast improvement from what we've dealt with for most of the day. Traditionally, not much of a rush hour on the day before Thanksgiving, so traffic here on 128 in Needham looking pretty good right now. Probably a different story out in Sturbridge right now, where I suspect it's crunch time at the 84 tolls as folks bail out for the holiday weekend. Tickets out, please, tickets. Thanksgiving Eve travelers packed the platform at South Station this morning, declaring rail is the way to go for the Big Apple, Philly, and D.C.
Oh, I look at it as just a relaxing ride where you don't have to fight with traffic. There's no airport delays with weather.
Actually, a tree down on the tracks in Connecticut caused some morning delays on that popular holiday route. But devotees argue it beats driving.
And you don't have to pay attention. You get in your seat, you hang out, you do your work, you talk, you have fun.
Indeed, the roads weren't much fun for folks heading to Grandma's, no matter how early this morning they left.
Yeah, we tried to get going early, but, you know, it's going to be slow driving anyways, so it's fine.
Windswept downpours meant nasty puddling, demanding an attitude adjustment.
You just expect that there's going to be a million cars out there. Seems like everyone's being fairly courteous and just moving along.
At Logan, things were sane and orderly. Good news for a Chestnut Hill couple flying out with two small kids looking to redecorate the place.
It's kind of a little surprising that
Quite interesting to know that the travel website Orbit says Thanksgiving is not even in the 10 busiest travel weeks that is of the year. Go ahead and check out our traffic here on 128 one more time. Yeah, the rain's starting to pick up, so forget about that pavement drying out anytime soon. But traffic, generally speaking, pretty good. As Eric mentioned, though, keep in mind, if your travel plans include overnight or early morning driving, you got to be very careful because those leftover puddles are likely to transform into black ice spots. Live in Mobile 4, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
Ken, thank you. There are problems, unfortunately, for airline passengers right now. Logan Airport has what's called a ground stop in effect. It means that planes that are headed here are being held on the ground until the weather improves. Amtrak, well, that's back to normal after service was interrupted because of a wire problem in Connecticut. And ferry service to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, it is running as scheduled right now, but that could change with each trip. Now, throughout the holiday weekend, you can check the traffic conditions before you head out the door just by going to our website, cbsboston.com.
New at 6 o'clock. How about taking a stand? Stores in New Hampshire will be opening tomorrow for early holiday shopping. Let's take a look. Walmart's get open at 6 o'clock in the evening. Kmart bright and early at 6 o'clock in the morning. And some of the Sears stores get open at 7 o'clock tomorrow, but not in Plymouth, New Hampshire. As our New Hampshire Bureau Chief Michael Rosenfield explains, the owner of one Sears store could pay the price for trying to keep her store closed.
When Holly Cassiano, who owns a Sears hometown store, received this memo stating she was required to open up at 7 p.m. Thanksgiving Day.
I was furious, to be honest, and it's just against everything I believe in.
Holly says the holiday should not be ignored.
And for us to just bypass this and say that the dollar figure is more important than us being with our families, it's unacceptable.
So she fired off this letter to the corporate bosses, stating her intention to ignore the required hours and remain closed on Thursday.
So they are coming back at us with, we're going to take away your bonus for the rest of the year. This is a breach in contract.
Customers at the store like what the owner is doing. Some even sent flowers and cards to show their support.
There's a lot of people that have young kids. They don't need to be working. Even though they need the money, they need to be home with their family.
Besides standing on principle, Holly says the deals are the same on Friday. So there's no reason to rush out on Thanksgiving Day. Holly, who's owned this franchise since 2009, will follow the rules on Black Friday and open up at 6 a.m. Her contract with Sears hometown stores is up in a month. If it gets taken away, she says she's prepared to go to court. In Plymouth, New Hampshire, Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News.
Well, the Sears corporate office says it is encouraging its franchise owners to open on Thanksgiving because it believes that's what customers want.
A Boston firefighter will be able to spend Thanksgiving with his family despite a very close call overnight.
Mayday, Mayday. All companies maintain radio silence and stand by for Mayday transmission.
That Mayday call was for firefighter Ryan McGovern, who fell from the first floor into a hole just above the basement of a home in Jamaica Plain. And in an instant, the mission at that property changed. The firefighters who were trying to save the house instead needed to save their brother.
All officers account for every member of your company and report to the front of the building except for the companies involved in the rear.
It's like helplessness, hopelessness, but in the back of your mind, you know you've got your brothers coming for you.
And they did. McGovern suffered some burns to his hand and his leg, but he is going to recover.
A driver blamed for killing a little girl is being held without bail tonight. Brianna Rosales was crossing a street in Dorchester with her mother when the two were hit. Police say the driver was drunk. As Christina Hager shows us, the little girl's family is heartbroken.
Flowers on this rainy sidewalk next to a torn-up fence and tire marks across Robertine Hagerson's Dorchester lawn.
I just feel shattered from it.
It was in this spot the father of the precious 7-year-old killed here, Brianna Rosales, wept.
How can you take a life? How can you take a 7-year-old girl's life?
Balmore Vasquez did his best not to show that heartache in court. Here to see the woman accused of slamming her white SUV into 2 cars before hitting little Brianna and her mom, Brenda Lee Alvarado, walking home from school Tuesday afternoon.
She actually got pinned up against that gate right there, and she tried to peel off, but she could not leave.
36-year-old Olivia Mora, a mom who runs a small marketing company, is accused of drunk driving. She refused to show her face the only time we heard her voice. It was here at this scene, police gave Mora 3 different field sobriety tests. They checked her eyes. They did the one-leg stand and the 9-step walk and turn. She failed all 3. Nicole McFarland says she saw her the morning of the crash.
She was under the influence at 9:45 that morning.
Ironically, she saw her again that day, one of the many who witnessed it.
She didn't show any emotion.
Unlike those at the scene now, overcome.
The sidewalk funerals need to stop.
In Dorchester, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Coming up on WBZ News tonight, a slam dunk for police. What detectives found inside a Devon man's home that just may link him to dozens of Dunkin' Donut robberies.
Plus, praise and glory for the Patriots, offense and defense, the impressive awards for 2 stars.
They're coming up on a special Wednesday's Child JJ's Forever Family. Tonight you're going to meet his new mom, dad, and older sister who've opened their hearts to this wonderful boy.
Let's keep the good news going. The last of the downpours rolling through right now. The end is in sight. We'll track the end and the Coles when we come back.
days won't last, and neither will the exceptional values at the seasonal Audi sales event.
Visit AudiBurlington.com.
If you're the victim of domestic violence, sexual assault, or stalking, you shouldn't be afraid of a knock on the door. Survivors need to be safe at home as they rebuild their lives. There's help available.
We run the Massachusetts Safe Address Program, giving victims an address to use for child support payments, job applications, and mail, while keeping their actual address confidential. If you need that extra layer of protection while rebuilding your life, we're here to help.
What's it feel like to get a great deal at Happy Honda Days? Hit it, Michael Bolton. Catch the spirit. With standard features like Pandora compatibility and a rear-view camera, it's the perfect season to get a great deal on the 2014 CR-V from KBB.com's best value brand. Right now at your Honda dealer.
Put value in, take gimmicks out, you'll get a price to shout about. We love Bob's value, there's no doubt. Let's all stand up and say, put the value in, take the gimmicks out. Quality, choice, and value, that's what Bob's is all about.
A pedestal table with 2 leaves, 6 chairs, and a 2-piece lighted china cabinet. You'll be proud to serve your family and friends on my Newcastle dining room. Especially at only $19.98. I beat the competition every time with quality, choice, and value.
Has toy truck and tractor make a powerful team. Both have flashing lights and sounds. The motorized tractor has working front and back buckets to handle all your adventures. Only $27.99 at Hess stations or online. Energizer batteries included. Happy holidays from Hess.
I love working in my service department. We're #1 in the universe, and my rates, they're sky high too. And sometimes I even do the repairs right. Sometimes.
These eye guys, you know, one has many chips, the other thinks his costs are less. They actually charge every penny. If you want great sales, service, price, and advice, come to Cambridge Honda. Why?
Cambridge cares about you. I don't think this car is going to be ready today.
It was very scary, in and out in a matter of minutes, but tonight police say the man who has robbed dozens of Dunkin' Donuts stores isn't going anywhere. His name is Isaiah Murphy. He was charged today with robbing a Dunkin' Donuts in Camden, not once but twice. But authorities believe the Dedham man robbed many more stores. Interestingly, they say the evidence they have against him includes his sneakers, and they found ammunition. The defense says Murphy was never before in any trouble. Anyway, he's being ordered held on very high bail.
Boston College says a student has confessed to setting 3 fires on campus. He's a junior at the school from China. He admits setting fires in Gasson and Stokes Halls earlier this month, and the student is facing charges. Well, tonight, and this is historic, is the first night of Hanukkah.
2 hours ago, Marty Walsh helped light a giant menorah that is in downtown Crossett. There it is. Great. Holiday season is here with all of the holidays kicking off tonight.
Unfortunately, after some very heavy rain...
How rotten was that today?
It would stop, and then it would start, it would stop. And Eric, we're grateful to hear that it's finally ending.
We're almost there at the end of the tunnel here, and the rain totals were impressive. Our biggest rain event since all the way back in June for most towns. Some of the reports between 2 and 3 inches of rain. Northampton out in western Mass, 2.9. New Bedford also at 2.9. Rentham, 2.1. But we added a little bit to that before all is said and done. Well, the final totals, of course, in the WBZ News at 11 later on tonight. But here's our storm. Some snow still coming down to the west. The rain is starting to work its way up the east coast, and then lots of lake effects, and even mountain snow all the way down into the Smokies. So cold air way down into the south for this evening. Now, locally, we're watching the heavy batches of rain. Some of it coming through Metro West. Also some downpours for the Cape, and that's where we're going to be picking up the last totals here, and we'll be updating all those amounts. But for many, close to 3 inches of total rain, a deluge throughout the day. So traveling across the Cape, all the way up toward Provincetown this evening, heavy rainfall, but then to the Berkshires, snow's coming down from Pittsfield down toward Great Barrington. So if your travels take you west, expect some icy travel as temperatures continue to fall. Big gradient across the state right now. It's 55 in Chatham, but 33 in North Adams. And this line will continue to march east, even from Boston to Worcester. There's a pretty noticeable difference out there. So But tracking the rain as we head through 7 o'clock, the last of the showers still here, but by 9 o'clock, maybe a few sprinkles left over. That will be about it. And as dry air rushes in, it will put an end to that snowfall as well. Still some lingering clouds around midnight, then as we head toward tomorrow morning, it'll be all sunshine. It will be cold sunshine. The humidity will be gone. The mild air will be long gone. Now, in terms of snow accumulation, there could be a coating on the ground, Worcester Hills this evening as that snow tries to move east, and maybe as much as an inch or so for the Berkshires and up toward Mount Snow. Not major, but just enough to make travel a little bit dicey. By tomorrow morning, when the sun comes up, look at the lows. Teens to the west, low 20s in Fitchburg and Worcester, and around 30 degrees in downtown Boston. Yeah, that's a huge change compared to the low 60s this afternoon. And because of that rain and the wind and the volume, the fact that so many folks are out there are delays from New York down through D.C. this evening if you're expecting someone to come into town. Now, in terms of skiing, maybe the first week you might be heading to the slopes. The rain not all bad for ski areas. Yes, melting a little snow, but it's been so dry, the rain helps fill up some of the reservoirs. They can make more snow. They will absolutely be doing that over the next several days. Highs in the teens on Friday in the mountains to the north, 20 on Saturday, about 30 on Sunday. A little closer to home. Won't be too much better. We're looking at low 30s, the big shopping day on Friday if you're heading out, maybe grabbing the Christmas tree. The weather will match Christmas, no doubt. Saturday, mid-30s, and then as we get towards Sunday. It looks like a fair day, good day to hang out inside, maybe decorate that tree, and some light snow will be coming down on Sunday. Doesn't look like an impact or plowable event, just some snow in the air. Of course, that changes, we will let you know. Heading toward Monday, another damp, mostly cloudy day, a little bit milder. And then Tuesday, watching the potential for a storm. That is not written in stone just yet, but that could be a plowable storm. Of course, we'll have a much better idea coming up in the next few days. All right, Lisa, Jack, back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and you can join Eric and the weather team for a winter weather special. Great timing for this. It's coming up on Saturday night, and it includes a ride along with the Coast Guard to see how the Coast Guard is training for extreme weather. That's coming up on Saturday night, 7:30, right here on WBZ. We love our Patriots, but it's nice to see them get some great recognition within the NFL.
Well, I think they're the best, but, you know, I have a little prejudice.
Oh, aren't we all? Aren't we all? We just jump on the bandwagon of teams that win. Yes, you know what the Patriots are thankful for? They're thankful it is a 1 o'clock game on Sunday so they can get in and out of Houston in a hurry. It's a season to be thankful, and after last Sunday's win, Levin Reed tells us Patriots, well, they cannot afford a letdown.
The sheets of afternoon rain forced the Patriots indoors for Patriots Wednesday. As Turkey Day approaches, a couple awards to give out. Tom Brady was named AFC Player of the Week for the 24th time in his career. There was nothing he wanted to talk about. His focus was on the Houston Texans.
They've lost some close games. We pulled out some close games. I think that's a big difference. So it could just as easily go the other way, and, you know, we found ways to win.
And Chandler Jones received AFC Defensive Player of the Month for November. The last Pats player to receive that honor was Eugene Wilson in 2004.
It's a great accolade. You know, I feel it's up to me. I would like to be AFC Defensive of the Month because I couldn't do it without those guys, the 10 guys I was with that are out there in the field with me.
With Thanksgiving Day tomorrow, a lot of the players talked about getting together with friends and family and celebrating the holiday. But Coach Belichick, he got nostalgic. He took us down a road and told us what Thanksgiving Day means to him.
Thanksgiving was always a big football weekend for me because our high school always had Thanksgiving Day game with their big rival, Annapolis Severn Park. I mean, that was a big one there. And then the Army-Navy game was always the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
I love it when Coach shares his past. With the Patriots, I'm Levin Reed, WBZ Sports.
All right, thank you, Lev. Now, with Thanksgiving tomorrow, there are a lot of questions about favorite foods down at Foxborough today.
Turkey, stuffing, gravy, the corn, you know, the whole platter at once. Anything with gravy on it, that's my favorite.
Whatever's on the plate. I haven't turned down a lot of food my Thanksgiving lifetime.
Eating pie, pumpkin pie, with vanilla ice cream.
Anything that had lots of sugar as a kid, and chocolate.
Make sure we leave room for pumpkin pie. We don't want to fill up on everything and not be able to eat that pie.
Save the coats and pie, will you? Be sure to catch Patriots All Access Friday night at 7 here on WBZ for some great stuff from their comeback win over Denver. Then start your Sunday morning with Patriots game at 11:30. Pats and Texans kick off in Houston at 1 here on BZ, followed by the fifth quarter postgame show on MyTV 38. Bruins and Celtics are both in action tonight. The Bees take on the Red Wings in Detroit, while the Seas host the Memphis Grizzlies at the Garden. And the Heisman hype is picking up from BC's Andre Williams, the nation's leading rusher passer. the 2,000-yard mark last Saturday, and wraps up the regular season this Saturday at Syracuse. Few polls have Williams ranked second in the Heisman Trophy votes.
It is overwhelming. This is the first time I've been exposed to anything like this. It's just different, but you know, I'm used to change. I'm used to being thrown in different circumstances and environments, so it's just something that I'm becoming accustomed to.
This guy's a stud. Hopefully he will bring back the Heisman.
Well, that'd be great. You know, he's a friend of Wednesday's Child, if he does.
Oh,
we should replay a piece that he had with the Wednesday's Child a couple years ago. He was
Love that.
So good.
Love that.
All right, Steve, thanks. Speaking of Wednesday's Child, Lisa, how about a success story? This is great for Thanksgiving. We first met JJ last year. When we come back, he's got a new adoptive family. You'll meet him.
Coming up, we'll tell you why the Obama administration is trying to head off a traffic jam on healthcare.gov and delaying another part of Obamacare. Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Murder comes calling.
Someone's been very busy.
You Criminal Minds. Then,
Here's to our girls' weekend.
in this small town,
One of my CSIs is missing.
the question isn't who is evil, but who isn't. Good Dad.
Not the relaxing weekend they were hoping for.
All new CSI after an all-new Criminal Minds. CBS tonight.
This is BMW Gallery at your service. It's where you get the right service and the right repair right on time. Plus, the Gallery Rewards program saves you money on original BMW parts, service, and more. And save big with BMW Value Service and get a great price on oil changes. BMW Gallery is convenient with 2 locations to keep your ultimate driving machine performing at its best. That's sure to keep you smiling. That's the art of exceeding expectations. BMW Gallery, Norwood and Norwell.
There are a number of new reasons to look at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts for your Medicare options. The name you know so well now has options you may not know, starting with new Blue Cross Medicare plans as low as $0. These plans include everything from routine annual physicals to hearing and vision exams, and prescription drugs. And we have an affordable individual dental plan, too. Call us for information and to request our free guide to Medicare. And of course, these plans all come with the peace of mind of Blue Cross. So call 1-888-800-8445 for your free copy of your guide to Medicare with no obligation. You've got a number of reasons to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
In Italy, there is one ricotta cheese brand that is preferred above all others.
Galvani.
The ricotta cheese so smooth, so delicious, few can resist. Now Sorrento has joined with Galvani to continue making authentic ricotta cheese here in the U.S.
Galvani.
Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table with Sorrento, now Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese brand.
It's Happy Honda Days, our biggest sales event of the year. At Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, and at Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda CR-V for just $128 per month. Come on down! That's right, lease a brand new CR-V 4x4 for just $128 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price. Everything you're looking for.
Oh, we love this. November is National Adoption Month, and tonight, the 3rd Wednesday's child to be adopted in the last week.
We showed you the other 2 last Friday. Now we catch up with the happy results for a boy named Jesse, who also goes by JJ. JJ is smart, and he's full of fun.
I would like to go camping and go swimming.
With the family.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be very nice. And you try hard to fit in.
Yes.
You'd be a good boy.
Yes.
You send me all your money.
No. 2 brothers with a mom and a dad and a sister.
4 months after this, JJ found his family. And this last week, Jesse was formally adopted by Marty Joe and Josh. He also gained an older sister, Cameron. On hand were Jesse's former foster parents and his social worker. Jesse is now part of a young, energetic family with a house full of animals. His new older sister has been a big help in getting Jesse to adjust to an adoptive family. Marty Joe and Josh are homeschooling Jesse, and he is thriving on all of the one-on-one attention. Jesse moved in last December. This is a picture of his first Christmas with the family. This month's adoption took place on Josh's 40th birthday. He's a former Marine and thrilled with his new son. Jesse now thinks he wants to be a geologist when he grows up. One thing for sure, he won't be alone. We're always so thrilled when these happen in these tremendous families, and I salute them. They're so excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Well, and so many people ask me, how many of these kids get adopted? And they love to see these success stories, so thank you.
About 70% over the years have been adopted, so we've got closing in on 900 kids with wonderful homes. And want to see some of those homes? For more success stories, you can check out my website, JackWilliamsWednesday'sChild.com.
Jenny J, we are so happy for you and your family. We'll be back right after this.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Harvey. Take advantage of new lower prices and a $200 rebate from Harvey. Visit HarveyVP.com.
When you wake up in the morning, one of the first things you need to know is what's the weather going to be like, what you should wear, how you should dress the kids.
It looks like a chilly one today, Todd.
Yeah, Karen, you really have to bundle up the kids at the bus stop this morning. You know, we're always visiting local schools, teaching kids about weather. What does 32 degrees Fahrenheit mean? So many teachers, so many parents come up to us and say, you're a big part of our morning routine. And that's what I really love about doing this. You guys are so awesome. Look at this.
Start the day together with Todd Gunner. Mornings on WBZ News.
The quietest dishwasher brand in the U.S. introduces a new third rack for more capacity and flexibility. See it at your local Bosch retailer.
You can buy this Selects recliner or this Selects dinette for only $1.99. Or spend $9.99 at Bernie & Phil's Furniture and choose a Selects item for free. Dress up your home for the holidays and save with a Bernie & Phil Select single piece or a whole new room of stylish furniture.
You can make a difference at the Subaru Share the Love event. Buy a brand new Subaru Outback, one of the best-selling all-wheel drive cars in America. Awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Share the love and drive home a brand new 2014 Subaru Outback for only $23,795. What makes a Subaru a Subaru? Buy a brand new Outback and Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of 5 charities.
Own your obsession with the exceptional values at the Season of Audi sales event.
Visit AudiBurlington.com.
This is math. This is math. Math, math, and more math. Math and science are a fun, exciting part of our everyday life, and getting kids interested is key to investing in the future of America. Join Raytheon as we inspire tomorrow's innovators with math and science today. Go to mathmovesyou.com and get the resources you need in the classroom and at home to show kids how fun math can be. Math moves you. From Raytheon, it all adds up to success.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such savings, it has commanded the attention of every other sale out there. Get a $199 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4. Black 10 Days, end December 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
You can buy this Selects fold-down sofa or this Selects platform bed for only $199. Or spend $9.99 at Bernie & Phil's Furniture and choose a Selects item for free. Dress up your home for the holidays and save with a Bernie & Phil Select single piece or a whole new room of stylish furniture.
Well, this should help get you ready. Some early helpings of Thanksgiving dinner today.
The morning guys at WZLX, Carlson and McKenzie, hosted a turkey meet and greet at the CBS scene. The restaurant chef prepared a meal, and some of the guests brought their own additions. This event also collected food for the Foxborough Food Pantry. And before we go tonight, yet another big change coming in our weather in a
betcha. You will feel the cold very shortly, and the rain is going to wrap up in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Tomorrow, just a cold Thanksgiving. Huddle up inside, family, friends, enjoy.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Yeah, cold weather makes me get hungry.
Perfect timing.
Good night.